Welcome to Chat with Chant. We're out on location. Now, a number of people have said when they're out, where's their favourite place to run? A lot of people have said the Peak District. So we are out exploring, maybe running. Where are we, Tom?
I'm heading to Kinder Scout.
We're up to Kinder Scout, okay. And we're going to come down Jacob's Ladder. So, whatever you're doing, you can sit back, enjoy the episode. Here we have Tomo navigating the rugged terrain of the Peak District. How's it going so far, Tomo?
Good.
So far so good. Today's Chat with Chant. I'm out on location, and I'm on location at the running mecca that's known as the Derby Runner. That will give you a clue as to who today's special guest is. Yep, you've guessed it, it's none other than running celebrity or the personality of running in the East Midlands. I'm going to be out and about with Rob Jeffries. I'm going to hear all about his running tale, from being a child prodigy in terms of running times to where he is now owning this retail giant. Now, as I said, running celebrities in the East Midlands don't come any bigger than this guy. I don't mean his 6'1" frame. I'm here, I'm out with the legend, the retail magnate, Rob Jeffries.
Evening, Ian.
Now, Rob is the first non-long-eaten guy that's going to be talking about running. That is an accolade, Rob.
It's an honour.
Well,
yeah,
it's
I'm honoured.
It's an honour. Well, we are very honoured to have you joining us on Chat with Chant. We're going to take a run out. We're going to go across the Derbyshire countryside. Would you know that this is just a stone's throw from your retail empire?
Brilliant, isn't it?
Yeah, I didn't know it even existed, this path here. Yeah. So we're going to talk about your running career. We're going to talk about how you've ended up running the Derby Runner, and we'll touch on some of the fantastic times that you've done. So come on then, Rob, let's go for a run and let's have a catch up about running.
Okay, great.
Now, the first thing I want to talk about with Rob is he does run the most well-known running shop in the East Midlands, and we need to recognise that at the moment retail is tough. Robbie, tell us from your point of view, how's it been over the last, I guess, 6 months now?
Yeah, a bit weird, I would say. Roller coaster. So when the announcement was made on the 23rd, which is etched in my memory now, 23rd of March.
You cannot open to customers.
Yeah, we knew it was coming, everybody did, so we started off thinking, well, what the hell's going to happen? And we were lucky enough to get loads of support with the voucher offer we put out there, which was basically our idea before any of the government schemes were even announced. We didn't know what was going to happen. We thought, well, if we're going to borrow money off anybody, I'd rather borrow it off my customers. And we'll see if they're willing to support us, which of course, as they have a lot over the last 10 years or so, they all put their hands in their pockets and...
Where we going, Robbie? Where we go?
Carry on, straight on.
Straight on. So,
Actually, let's go this way.
Okay, in that respect, you're suggesting there that you've got a very loyal customer base?
Yeah, and perhaps even more loyal than I initially thought. We found out throughout lockdown, because after the voucher offer came and went and sort of tided us over for the first 3 or 4 weeks, as everybody knows, that we don't really have a website that is an e-commerce site. We don't sell online because we've never had to, but orders started coming in from all sorts of platforms, social media, phone call, people just knocking on the door.
So this is people who almost wanted to reach out to you to keep you ticking over?
Yeah, which was incredible.
And you would, I then recall you became a delivery service.
Yeah, I think a lot of people have said since we've reopened. Oh, I remember seeing your van near my house during lockdown, and the people who've made those comments are all over Derbyshire and further afield, which was amazing.
So let's fast forward those initial months,
Yeah,
and bring us up to date now.
yeah, we're still trying to adhere to the whole social distancing thing. So we worked out that we can stand to have 3 different seating zones in the shop and keep people socially distanced. So initially we sort of used the term 3 customers in the shop, but in actual fact it's just 3 households or 3 bubbles or whatever you want to call it. And so that's where the appointment system came from, with the idea that we would take no more than 2 appointments per time slot, and the 3rd zone, if you like, would always be free for drop-ins. But since we've reopened in mid-June, we've been very busy, which has been fantastic. There's lots of new runners, lots of people who had no choice if they wanted to exercise. Running or walking was kind of their only option, really. And so a lot of them have found out how awful their shoes were and decided it was time to invest in a decent pair.
Just look at the views. This is Urban Derby. We're out with Robbie. Now then, Rob,
Great, aren't we?
tell me, how did you end up being the, what's they call you, director, owner? Is that what you wanted to happen in your career?
I didn't set out as the plan. No, the plan was, well, I started working at the Derby Runner part-time when I was doing my A-levels.
And I think 2014, is that when you became director, sales director, some
That's
director?
when I was became sole director.
Sole director, okay.
But I've been an owner since 2005.
So you've gone from being a Saturday kid to now it's your store. So how does that happen?
It's a bit of a convoluted story. So it went from part-time to trying to convince myself that I could be a decent track runner and needed a bit of time between my studies, to realising the potential of the shop and working more hours than I was actually training, getting injured, building up some income because I had such a sad life that all I would do was train and sleep.
Well, that's because you were, what, a dedicated athlete?
At the time I certainly was, yeah. Yeah, well, when I came to the shop, it had not many staff. It still had a little village shop mentality, so they would close on a Wednesday, for example, because Spondon would close on a Wednesday. It would only open at 12 any other weekday, because that's what it had always done. It wouldn't go to any events, which everybody knows is probably the biggest thing we've changed in the last 10 to 15 years. Or it wouldn't go to many events. And yeah, because I pushed to get all that changed, the answer from the owner at the time was, well, yeah, we can change that, but you've got to do it. And at this point I should probably add in that Dave, who a lot of people know, was also alongside me pushing for those changes and helping with them as well.
Well, I think, I mean, look, we've just jumped a whole load of hard work and years, but you mentioned the events. Many events now are synonymous that you do them almost with the view that the Derby Runner stall will be there.
Yeah.
Hang on, now, hang on a minute. Look what we spotted. We are in the middle of Oddbrook. This is the lengths people will go to either avoid or be on Chat with Chant.
Literally just said, oh no, it's better to go Chat.
Wow.
And I'm walking. We're walking. Because it's hot.
Wait, you'll be doing hill work up and down here, aren't you?
Well, we have come from Borowash.
Well, it's very impressive.
Up to Hotwell, down back, and then we'll just go back up and Spondon.
You never know who you're going to see and at what time.
Hi everyone, and welcome to Coach Tim Talks. In today's little session, I just wanted to talk to you all about a running drill which I like to call over ankles, and there's a progression called over knees that goes with it, which you'll see from the demonstrations shortly. These are really good for promoting balance, coordination and core discipline in your body too. So have a go with these. The idea is you imagine that with the foot you're not lifting, you imagine there's a metal rod sticking either side of that foot that you're lifting leg needs to get over. So that's why it's called over ankles initially, and then over knees. So you want to get your knee lift even higher when you're doing the over knees drill. And that'll become evident hopefully from watching the demonstrations, but give these a go. Coordination wise, they're a bit challenging to start with, but you'll soon get the hang of it. So think in threes. Every 3 strides, the third stride is the one where you want to be lifting a leg. So you're alternating which foot you use each time. Have a go and let us know what you think.
If you only know Robbie as a shopkeeper, you will be forgiven for not knowing about his very successful running career. If I just reel off a couple of times, Robbie will probably tell me that these are wrong and he's done quicker. I know that, I think, winner of the Turkey Trot half marathon PB, 70 minutes.
The PB is right, the position isn't.
You mean you weren't the winner?
Oh no, and you'll get berated for this because the person who beat me was Mr. Rod Harris.
Oh, Rocket Rod.
Yeah, which was his PB.
I'm sorry, Rocket Rod. A couple of other notable times. I know that it was more around the kind of the 800, 1500, 800, 150.
Yeah.
151. Sorry, Rob, 151. 1500, 347.
347, yeah.
Now,
well, I've actually ran a 404 mile.
Oh, 404. Oh, when did you get into running?
School. I think like a lot of track runners, anybody who takes, well, the majority of people who take track running seriously, it just comes from being found at school and sort of natural affinity towards certain distances. Or yeah, so I always ran. My mum always used to make me do like the local fun runs and things when I was growing up, but it was through the cross-country competition at secondary school that made me get picked out, and local runner Jerry Hall started nagging my mum to take me down to Derby Athletics Club, and it sort of went from there really.
Because look, let's again be quite blunt about this. You can get away with running through hard work, all right? But to get the times that you're talking about, you've got to have a talent. You've got some sort of natural ability there that surpasses hard work, would you say?
I think so. I think that's fair to say, and certainly to levels above where I got to as well.
Okay.
Yeah, I think there's a famous quote by, I think it's Frank Horwell, is a famous coach, and his reply once was, when somebody asked him what's the secret to becoming a successful middle distance runner, he said, choose your parents wisely. So well, that sort of sums it up, doesn't it?
I'll tell you, you must have people coming into your stores who come in giving it the big I am, when in reality they probably can't run anywhere near as fast as you and your peak. Do you think that now you've put that side of your running career and you're now here to help other people?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it doesn't, but it never has bothered me, even when I was competing against that type. I think in my teenage years I was one of them, you know, giving it the big I am, until you learn that no matter how good you are, there's always someone faster than you anyway. But now I just enjoy the whole getting to know everybody's story, you know, whatever they're trying to achieve. So whether it's them trying to make it the Olympics, or whether they're trying to get from couch to 5k, or do some ridiculous ultra distance challenge.
And I guess you see a huge variety of people coming through your door. Let's go at the elite end. You have got Ben that you're good friends with.
Yeah.
You've got someone just starting running for the first time who's never done it before.
Yeah, and that's the beauty of the shop, I think. And I think that's why I always use the term fell in love with a place, because you just get to meet all these different people and hear about their different stories, and it's inspiring. You know, you can be inspired by someone who is never going to run fast times, but perhaps deserve recognition for.
Well, it's another great path I've never known. Look at it out here.
I don't know where we are, so
Right, we're still out in the Derbyshire countryside. If I'm honest, I don't think Robbie knows where he is, but we're running on. Now then, Robbie, does it give you great pride when you see all those Team Derby runner vests?
yeah, of course it does.
And think, well, that's you that's done that, because there wasn't a Team Derby runner beforehand.
No, there wasn't. No. It was I have to say, it wasn't just my idea. There was a few things that led to the formation of it. A previous member of staff decided he didn't want to run for a club at the time, but he didn't know what to do. And what we noticed was, through organising the Torah Kinder 10k, was at that time a huge percentage of races had unattached runners.
So you saw an opportunity.
Yeah. And we just thought, how can Derby, not necessarily Derby runner, but the whole of Derby, just get hold of those unattached runners?
So it was for you, it was about bringing the community together.
Yeah.
And
just sort of showing them the benefits of being in the club and reassuring them that it's not actually that much pressure. And that was the feedback we were getting in the shop, is that, well, why aren't you in a club? And they all got this, at the time, this idea that, well, I don't have the time to commit to regular club nights, or I don't want to be told to race on this weekend and that weekend.
so I guess you're almost catering for people who maybe on the quiet want to join a club but don't want to join a club.
Yeah.
You can become a club that has none of the, I say, barriers or opportunities, depends how you look at it, but you can become a club that fits into their particular style.
That's right, yeah, like no pressure, and just something to belong to, which obviously was missing because it was so popular. And I think in many cases it's opened people's eyes to the fact that club running isn't as scary as they maybe thought it was.
How many have you got that are turning out for the club?
Well, on our membership, we've got over 100 runners.
With the Torah Kinder, you do take an active role.
Yeah, it's sort of something, I suppose the best way I could describe it is it's an event I inherited. It sort of came as a package with the shop, which I'm very happy about. I know Trevor Kinder really well through just him being a regular visitor to the shop, so I know all about Torah's story. And it's something that everybody at the shop feels quite passionate about, keeping that event going and keeping the charity money coming in each year for it.
As ever, when you're out, chat with Chant, 3 questions we ask all our interviewees, all our guests. No different to you, Robbie, even though you are the foremost East Midlands running celebrity / personality. Okay, so over the years, what has been your favourite race to date?
What race to take part in, or a race to...
You can decide your criteria. A race that you've been in, enjoyed the most.
Well, it's got to be when I won the Derbyshire and Nottinghamshire cross country championships back in the days when it was in December, so that was 2003.
So 2003, you were the reigning Derbyshire and Nottingham cross country champion.
Senior champion, which nobody expected because I was only a 1500 metre runner at the time.
So
that was, I think, it was just taking pleasure in beating all those long distance runners, the marathon runners, and how nice it felt. And so I was just super fit, so running around just felt, without sounding too cocky, just felt easy, which I think, you know, when you talk to any runner who looks back on their fast times, and it tends to be the case that while you're doing it, you didn't expect it to feel as easy as it did.
Next question. If, when you go out now, what's your distance you like to run just out and about?
Oh, as a training run?
Yes.
Anything that takes me around about 45 minutes to an hour really is my ideal, because that's about all the time I've got.
Third and final question we ask everyone. If you could choose anywhere in the world. And bear in mind, you've got this on your doorstep.
Yeah.
Where would you choose to go out and have a run?
I think nowadays it would have to be somewhere in the Peak District. Although, because of my background as a track runner, I'd always have a love for trying to run fast on a smooth flat surface. But as I get a bit older and I start exploring the Peak District just with walking, you realise how amazing it is when you actually can run it as well. So,
Robbie, look, we're fans of Derby Runner. I encourage you all to take a trip if you've not been. I know that customer service is very high on their agenda, and pride themselves in offering a unique service to customers. So I encourage everyone to go and speak to the team there. But Robbie, we wish you great success with the business and maintaining your position as the sporting personality of the East Midlands.
thanks.
How's training for Tissington Marathon going?
Oh, it's alright.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's alright. I ran 17 miles on Friday.
Oh, very impressive.
Yeah.
Well, we've been up, we've seen some fantastic sights, hope you've enjoyed them too. Whatever you're up to this week, have a great week of running. Join us again next week. Got another really thought-provoking interview lined up, something a little bit different. So whatever you're doing, enjoy yourselves. Tomo, for you this week, anything planned?
Long run on Friday.
Long run Friday. Well, look, good luck out there, enjoy it, and we will join you next week.
Bye.